Hi, I'm Mary Egbert, and I am a fiber artist, but I'm also a physical therapist. And I was asked to do a series on sitting at your wheel, posture, and maybe some stretching, and some things to prevent overuse injury. Today, I'm going to do sitting at the wheel, posture with sitting, and things like that. Okay, so first of all, the first thing that I like to look at when I'm sitting in a chair or sitting at my wheel is my seat. So when you sit back, all the way in a chair or a couch and you relax, see what happens to my pelvis. So my pelvis goes backwards, right? So I go backwards, my upper body rounds, and my chin comes out a little bit. So which means I have a lot of extension at my neck. My shoulders are rounded. My pecs are getting tight because my shoulders are coming forward. So to correct that position and that posture, you want to be able to bring that pelvis up into what's called a neutral position. So this is hyperextension or anterior tilt of your pelvis, and this is flexion or posterior tilt of your pelvis, which you don't want. So what I do is I put a little lumbar roll behind my back to bring me into neutral. So I'm not able to push back into that posterior tilt. So now I'm in a nice upright position. My shoulders are in a better posture. My head is in a better posture. My chin is tucked a bit, and I'm not in that hyperextension of my neck. Okay, so the next thing is let's look at my knee or hip position when I'm sitting at my wheel. So with my feet on the floor, this is about a 90-degree angle. And this is what I like to see, especially when my feet are up on the wheel. But when I put my feet up on the wheel, my knees are higher than my waist. So what happens is when I treadle, I'm using a lot of power from my anterior tibialis, which is the muscle here. So one time I spun for hours at a festival and I ended up with shin splints for days. So you want to get yourself up a little bit so your hips are 90 degrees and your knees are either level with your hips or they're lower, because then gravity helps you treadle versus this muscle here. So you can either lift your chair up with leg risers, or you can get some sort of cushion like this and put it in the seat. So you're going to be all cushioned up. So it raises me a little higher and I'm not bottoming out on it. So kind of watch what you're sitting on. Are you bottoming out the cushion you're sitting on? Okay, now when I sit, my knees are a little lower, but when I bring them up, they're level to my hips. And I even feel that I'm not using these muscles as much. And even when I take my shoes off, because there's a little bit of height to the shoes, I'm going to find that's even better. Okay, so do this first. Look at your wheel, have a seat, figure out what seat you're sitting in, use a lumbar support and get that pelvis into neutral. Keep your knees at a 90-degree, make sure they're at waist height or a little bit lower. And then next time we'll go on to some stretches.